Hey guys, welcome back to Gamer's Quest, where we are currently playing through Subnautica. I don't recall... Actually, I do recall what happened last time. Last time, the major thing that happened was we found all of the pieces to our Seamoth, and we built our Seamoth. We also built a base, or maybe we built that in the first video, I don't remember. But we have a small base, we have our Seamoth, and I think I finally found all of the fragments to the laser cutter and the propulsion cannon, which I guess we were in the process of building. So, what are our goals today? We need to build the laser cutter. We need to build the propulsion cannon. We're going to board the Aurora and fix all of our stuff. Fix the Aurora and get a whole bunch of stuff from there because there's a lot of things in the Aurora that we need. And then if there's time at the end, we are going to dive deep enough so that we can get the multi-purpose room blueprint, and perhaps start the process of moving our base. That's what I'd like to do today. Let's see how far we get. Okay, so currently I have a battery. Okay, so we need to build a battery. Should be real easy. I'm just looking at my stuff here. Grab a couple titanium because I'm sure we'll need that. We need silver. We need 2 diamond. There's a diamond. Okay, well, let's build the wiring kit and get the propulsion cannon made. And the only reason I want the propulsion cannon is because it does help with the moving of things inside the Aurora. It also it's a pretty useful tool altogether. Need some mushrooms. Mushrooms, I found you. Hopefully, we'll be able to start,
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Hopefully, we'll be able to start, maybe growing some of our own stuff, because I kind of dislike venturing out simply for specific plants. Like, we haven't found any yet. Oh, I already had a propulsion cannon and a laser cutter. Why am I building them again? I'm a dummy. Well, we have a second propulsion cannon for whatever reason. Okay, well then let's unpin those items. I'm wondering... I'm wondering if we're going to need... the... my Sea Glide. I don't think so. I don't think we need the Sea Glide, do we? Oh, there's another one of those things. Yes, hello, Crash Fish. I see you. You're kind of a pain in the butt. Oof. Crash fish are dangerous. So I know I talked about it in one of my previous videos, but I think we're going to build the compass. It's not totally necessary for the completion of the game, but it is still fun to have. which I think it requires silver wire a wiring kit and copper wire. Which it seems strange to me that the wiring kit wouldn't have copper in it. I mean, it just seems like that would be like the most natural thing for the wire kit to have is copper wire. Well, I didn't invent the game or create the game, so, you know, to each their own. I'm just saying, it seems weird. That's all. I think we're going to need one more silver, because I used my silver. Oh, jeez. I got lost for a second. Because I think I just used two of my silver, at least, to build that second propulsion cannon. So we're going to need to find another thing, another silver ore, before we can build that doohickey. I know the word. I'm just not going to say it. Aha, silver. Easy. And we got some lead. Something else that maybe we want to throw in on the list today is... That's odd. That we maybe want to throw on the list today is maybe find moon pool fragments so that we can build a moon pool for our Seamoth, which would be super great. But let's see how long it'll take us to get through the Aurora and find all of the stuff. And it usually doesn't happen until later in the game, but there is a point in the game, like once you board the Aurora, you find out pretty quickly that there is a locked door to the captain's quarters, and you can't access it. See, copper wire and a wiring kit. You can't access it until you get the code from Altera HQ. They send you a message, but I believe I actually know the code. We're going to see if I actually remember the code, because I think it's a 4-digit pin, and I've played often enough that I think I might know it. So we'll see how that goes. Shoot, I do not want these extra items. The Aurora has a lot of stuff, and I want to be sure that I have the space for all of it. Okay, we got 2 water. We're going to find a fair bit of water there, and we're going to find a fair bit of food and batteries as well. So, as far as I'm concerned, this is all the stuff we need, and if it's not, then I have failed. Yeah, that's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to say that I have failed if I forgot something. Where is the Aurora? There it is. See, even with the compass, I still don't quite have... See, I should have just looked at Life Pod 12. Life Pod 12 is to the kind of northeast-ish of the Aurora. I guess, actually... Yeah, it's kind of northeast of the Aurora. I would say so, anyway. There's a lot of stuff over here, and I'm just thinking out loud. Okay. So here's the Aurora. Hey, there's a couple things. I was just thinking that there are some Cyclops fragments over here. Well, that's nice. 2 Cyclops fragments right off the bat. I'm wondering if I actually want to travel to this side of the Aurora. Oh, there's an engine fragment. Because this side of the Aurora has quite a lot of See, there's a Reaper friend. But there's quite a lot of fragments over here for the Cyclops, which we can clearly see here. But there are Reapers in this area, or at least there's one that I can think of. Man, it is getting dark, and I do not like Reaper territory when it's dark. And I know I have my flashlight. So I think instead of going over there, the Cyclops fragments are kind of everywhere. Well, I say everywhere, but they're not always everywhere. What I mean is, they are more commonly found. They are found fairly easily here around the Aurora, but you can find them. Hey, nice, a power cell. We can use that later. They can be found elsewhere. Specifically, they are found in mushroom forests. I do believe you can actually find some fragments in an area called the Dunes, but I don't like going to the Dunes because that is a hugely Reaper-infested area. There's also some Cyclops fragments by the mountain island, which we haven't been to yet, which we'll get there before too long. All I'm saying is that there are Cyclops fragments in a lot of different places. What is going on there with the... There's another one of our Reaper friends.
Platform readings in this region are sparse. The Aurora's radioactive fallout will have devastating effects on the alien ecosystem if not contained within the next 24 hours.
Okay. You know what? Hold on a second. I need to change some settings. Okay, sorry about that. I wanted to change some volume settings. Oh. You little something or other. That is probably the sunbeam right there. Okay, you know what? Why am I fighting this thing? Take a little bit of damage. It's not that big of a deal. The propulsion cannon is way funner for this, because the propulsion cannon, you can load stuff into it and then you launch them. Bye, creature. Haha! Yeah, I noticed in one of my other videos that the speaking volume for our PDA, I think we renamed her to Moira, was pretty quiet, and I was a bit concerned that maybe you guys couldn't hear it as well. So I've changed that volume setting. You know what? I hate coming in on this side, so we're going to go to the other side, because there's two entrances. It does make a big loop, so it doesn't really matter which one you go through. Personally, I like this path better.
Structural integrity is low. Fire suppression equipment and laser cutters may be required. Exploration is conducted.
First aid kits are nice. Don't worry, I have an extra battery, so it's okay. I'd much rather be safe. Take that. Take that. And that. Oh, gonna have to change the battery already. That's okay, though. We will have plenty of battery life. We'll have plenty of batteries here shortly. I find it kind of ridiculous that I can't scan these floodlights. Like, aren't we supposed to be able to scan floodlights at some point? Is that a dead cave crawler, or is that just stuck there? I don't know if that was dead or not, but I moved it. Better safe than sorry. Ah, the Aurora. You know, the first time I played this, I didn't know what to expect. I had seen some videos plenty of years ago where people were like just starting to discover this game, and I think what drew me to it is I think I watched a video that Markiplier had done, and that's what caused me to want to play it. Of course, not realizing that I don't need this many. I'm going to drop a couple of those. Not realizing that I was about to pick up a game that was going to absolutely terrify me, because I feel like most people, have a pretty intense fear of deep water. Even shallow water to an extent is something that that really gets me. Like, I kind of freak out.
Running on local reserve power, unable to remotely download black box data.
Like, I kind of freak out if I can't see my feet in the water, so like rivers and lakes are kind of out for me a little bit. So, you know, I know I'm not the only one who has fears of water. I can swim. It's not... Oh, jeepers. Gonna die on my third video. I can swim at, like, the local pool or whatever, because that's not so bad. Because I can see my feet. And actually, my parents, for the last few years, have also had an above-ground pool in their backyard. And so, like, that's okay. Battery, trash can. But I knew that playing this game was going to terrify me to no end, which is part of the allure of this game, is that there is a horror element. But that's originally why I wanted to play the game. See, oh, I'm gonna see if I can game here. Oh, I can't game. Sorry, no gaming for me. Okay, that'll do. I also knew that if I started this game, so when I started playing this game, I had just moved in to a rental property with my younger brother, and he and I were... Oh shoot, this passcode. I think we picked up that PDA, didn't we? Data downloads, codes and clues, notes to self, 1454. Okay, 1454. Yeah, me and my younger brother were living in a house together. We were renting a place. Wasn't like the greatest rental property on the planet, but you know, it was better than continuing to live with our parents. And I had actually come back home because I had lived in... See, look, there's more Cyclops stuff. Because I had moved out for about a year. I want to say it was a year. I don't remember how long it was. Maybe it was 2. I had moved out for a short time because I was... more water is always useful. I had moved out because, to put it bluntly, I was... Oh, jeepers. I was chasing a girl, and it didn't work out, which is probably for the best. But anyway, when that whole adventure had ended, I had moved back in with my parents for a short time so that I could get my feet under me and just try and find a place to live on my own. And that was when my younger brother at the time, he had never lived away from home, and he wanted to branch out, and he wanted to do more things. So I was like, hey, let's you and I find a place together, and we found this place. But we didn't have internet for like the first few months that we lived at that place. And this was the only game at the time that I had that I could play without having an internet connection. So I played this game a lot during that time. And of course I was freaked out the entire time, and it taught me a lot about myself a little bit, actually. That, one, video games are just video games. Sorry, real quick bit of information. So if you come to the Aurora, if you play the game for yourself and you come to the Aurora, make sure you come into the Seamoth repair bay, because there is a free Seamoth depth module kit here. It's not much, but it adds 100 meters to your Seamoth depth diving ability. And then, of course, if you don't have the Seamoth, there are 2 Seamoth fragments in here that you can acquire. We already have it, so it's not that big of a deal for us. Oh, there's a creature we don't like. Yeah, we don't like these creatures at all. They stink. But yeah, so that was one of the biggest reasons I started playing the game, is because it was online free. I didn't need to be online to play it, and so...
Sustain internal damage during collision. Do not attempt repair without appropriate qualifications.
Well, unfortunately. There is also a Cyclops efficiency module in here,
At maximum.
so be sure to grab that. But yeah, that was the reason I started playing Subnautica. I mean, I had a few other games that were
Containment breach repaired.
offline capable,
Further breaches detected.
but this one was the
Containment
newest
breach
one
repaired. Further
I had
breaches detected.
that I could play offline.
Containment breach repaired. Further breaches detected.
Thank you,
Containment
Moira.
breach repaired. Further breaches detected.
I was going to say something else, and
Breach repaired. Further
I lost
breaches
it.
detected.
which is okay. But yeah, so this game,
Breach repaired. Further
now
breaches detected.
you can play this game. Oops. You can play this game offline, but one downside to playing offline is when you play offline, you don't get access to the time capsules because those are an internet thing.
Further breaches detected.
So, like, if you play offline, you don't get the access to time capsules, which is mostly okay.
Breach repaired. Further breaches detected.
Because Unknown Worlds does monitor what gets put.
Further breaches detected.
They do monitor what gets put into the time capsules, and I think I talked about it last time, but you can't... Sometimes the time capsules are not worth
Further
it.
breaches detected.
Ugh, bleeders.
Radiation levels decreasing.
Ugh, bleeders. They stink. Okay, we can drop that now. Pick up a second one. Okay, we're good there. More batteries are very nice. And yay, first time using the laser cutter. Takes so long to cut through holes with the laser, cut holes with the laser cutter. But what are you gonna do? Okay, a couple PDAs here, useful. Let's pick up another one of those because I did use one. We have another battery. There's another disinfected water. Like, all the good stuff that's in here is typically just water and foodstuffs and various whatevers, but they are still all nice to have. Extra batteries especially are just really nice to have. I'm gonna get the repair tool out again. Now we're into my favorite part of these Aurora. Prawn suits.
Picking up a faint black box signature originating on the other side of the hub breach in this room.
The prawn suit is by far and away the best thing that this game has to offer. As far as like equipment goes, hope I better grab the other ones from over here too, huh? Hope we have another message from somebody. So yes, the prawn suit. The prawn suit is the only item in the game, I believe. I want to make sure I phrase this right. So, the prawn suit by itself is not the most expensive, or it is not the most... I don't know how I want to say it. The prawn suit... The prawn suit. It doesn't have the most things to grab for its blueprints. That I think goes to, I believe it goes, what is going on? I cannot figure out how to get up here. I believe the Cyclops has the most items, most blueprints to scan before you have it at 9, which is all well and good. But the prawn suit, I believe, is the only item in the game that requires 4. Technically, it actually requires. So it's got 2 different things you can do it. You can actually find prawn suit pieces for 5% each in the game. So you could either find 20 prawn suit pieces or the 4 suits in the prawn suit bay. So it's up to you how you want to get to the 100% for the prawn suit. I recommend waiting till the Aurora because it's far easier, but there are enough There are enough wrecks in the game that I believe provide
New blueprint acquired.
at least 20 pieces for you to scan. And if I'm wrong in that, my apologies. But again, just wait for Need to Keep Calm Kitty poster.
Blueprint acquired.
Man, if only we could have booze. Shame. It's okay though. Let's see, what did they have? So sides. Baked potato, coleslaw, mac and cheese, garlic bread, and biscuits. We could have chicken and pork, barbecue sliced beef, baked beans, ham and cheese. Frontiersman discount available. Open 4 to 9, open all week. Nice. Too bad that Ozzy from the cafeteria is gone. Rest in peace, Ozzy from the cafeteria. Cabin 7. Okay. Here's my next bit of information too, and maybe it's changed, but these carry-alls can store stuff. I don't believe you can actually store stuff in it and still pick it up. See, it's not empty, you cannot pick it up. So my suggestion, do not use the carry-alls. In my personal opinion, they are a worthless item that got added to the game.
New PDA data.
I get their point. I'm saying don't bother. I'm gonna grab a drink here really quickly. I really should have put that in a cup or a glass instead of just in the bottle, but that's what I'm drinking. If you want to know, I'm drinking orange soda. And you may be wondering, why orange soda? Well, orange soda is one of the few things that tend to be caffeine-free. And right now I'm on a caffeine-free kick. So no coffee, no tea unless it's decaffeinated for both of them. No caffeinated soda, no energy drinks, nothing caffeinated. And honestly, I kind of don't miss it. And I'm at a point now where I feel like if I went back and had some caffeine, that would be the worst day for me right now, is having caffeine in my system. Okay, cabin 1 and the captain's quarters. Okay, so cabin 1, we actually get the code for sweet offer from Huggins to Wilson, 1869. Okay. Nice to have stuff in here. Blue cap.
New PDA data.
Ooh, double bed. We need the double bed. Because once we start building our base for real,
New blueprint acquired.
we will need a sleeping area. And we can't forget our George toy. Okay. So this is the captain's quarters. We can't access this until later because inside contains the means of our escape. So usually we have to wait for a transmission from Altera. I believe the passcode is 2679. Haha! That's awesome! Okay. That's awesome. I've always had to look that up or wait until they send me the code. Now I have no reason to come back to the Aurora. Once I explore everything, I'm good to go. And now we still have to... Well, I guess we haven't done that yet, have we? Well, I'll keep that to myself for now. Alright. Now we got to get to the black box data, which is behind. Is it down here? No, it's not down there. I always get lost in here because I can never ever remember which way I'm supposed to go. Oh, wait a minute. Did I just... Okay, whew, I did not get stuck. Thank goodness for that. Yeah, I always get lost trying to find my way out of here, but I think... Aha! I found it before it was... Found it before it was too late. Oh, jeez. Oh, wow, that really hurt me. I guess that's what I get for not being careful, huh?
Integrating new PDA data.
Seal the door. I need food and water and health, huh? Well... Man, I pick up a lot of stuff. You pick up a lot of stuff when you're here. Let's have another one. Let's just make sure that we're good to go. All the way around to the side. Another PDA. Let's get some air. And lab access. 6483. 6483. It's kind of unnerving that you can still hear.
Corruption was detected on your PDA. Your technology requirements have been updated. Integrating new PDA.
Oh, jeepers.
New PDA data.
So many things. What was I going to say? I was going to say that it's very unnerving that you can still hear our Reaper friend through the ship's hull. We'll take another battery. Can't have enough batteries, right? Come on. Okay, cool. And we should have zero reason to come back into the Aurora now. Okay. Let's go back home, because we have quite a lot of stuff now.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Let's see if we can get a nice look at our Reaper friend here before we head back home. Let's repair. Can we get a nice look at our Reaper friend? Oh, yep, there he is. See him? Friend. So we run. Maybe our friends, but they are dangerous. Oh, jeez. I feel like it's following me. Okay. Well, that was a very fulfilling trip. Oh, for a second I was like, what am I looking at there? And it was just a reef back in the distance, and there was a stalker in front of it. I was very confused by what I was looking at. Okay, so now that we've been to the Aurora, we need to... let's see. I think we need to enter... It kind of depends on what our messages are going to be. Our radio messages are going to be when we get back to the pod here. If one of them is the sunbeam, we might need to wait on the sunbeam. We'll see. We'll see. But if... because there's two options here. There's two places where we can... actually, there's more than two. But there's two places right now that we could get the multi-purpose room
Welcome aboard, Captain.
and various other stuff. Okay, something else. We can put the radiation suit away and put the rebreather on permanently now. And I need another... whoops. Need another storage unit here for just a moment. Now we'll put it right here. We're going to move it here eventually. But there are two places that we can potentially get the the multi-purpose room. There's the entire quest line of the Sunbeam, and or we could go to the Jelly Shroom Caves.
This is Sunbeam. You know Aurora. We're from a little transgov on the far side of Andromeda, and we have a saying there. There's no bad without the good, no good without the bad. Sounds like you tasted a bunch of the former, but that only means you're overdue a whole lot of the latter. Might just be we're it. We're scanning for somewhere to park. We'll be in touch when we find it. Sunbeam out.
Okay then, since that wasn't... I need a battery, a couple batteries to switch out here. Okay, since that wasn't the quest line... that's not really a quest line. Since that was the Sunbeam, but it wasn't them rescuing us, we are going to go to the Jelly Shroom Caves to find our 300 meters, to find our multi-purpose room. Which, let's see. Okay, there's the Aurora. So we need to go behind it a little bit. We need to find that grassy plateau that we were at over here. Because there's multiple entrances to the Jelly Shroom Caves. But if you pick the correct one, it puts you right on top of the... Nope, that's not it. What is that? Oh, it's that thing. I'm like, what is... Okay. I picked the wrong zone, or picked the wrong direction. Yes, more behind the Aurora. But this... Wow, the reef back is really close here to this kelp forest. But I believe... But anyway, I believe that this particular entrance to the Jelly Shroom Caves, there's the entrance here in this grassy plateau, I believe puts you right above the man-made structure that the Degassi crew left behind for you. Well, I say for us, but that's not the case. This is the wrong little entrance to the Jelly Shroom Caves. I think it's actually up and along the side here. Now we gotta be careful while we're down here because there are dangerous predators. which we saw in one of our previous videos. Yep, this is it. This is exactly it. Now, normally, what is that sand shark doing all the way down here? You seen that? Sand shark should not be down here. But I think if you recall in one of our previous videos, we actually did come down here for just a moment so that we could find a few things. But if you play the game properly, you're supposed to find a PDA that gives you... Wait a minute, was that a modification station? Yes, modification station fragment. That will be nice and necessary. Moon pool fragment. There's so much stuff in this little location. Thermal plants are good, too. Which we'll talk about thermal plants later. And we found both of our moon pool fragments. That's awesome. There's the wall planter. Not totally necessary, but nice to have for sure. Here's our multi-purpose room. Let's get some air. But what was I saying? I was saying that if you play the game correctly, or more, maybe it's not correctly, but there is a defined path to take, and typically to find this location, there's a PDA you find that reveals that location. But as I've shown, I know this game fairly well, so I don't bother with some of that stuff, because I will probably still show you the location of that, just so you know where to find the PDA, because the PDA does contain some fun information about the Degassi crew, namely Bart. And I gotta be careful in here because these drooping stingers will kill you very, very fast. But it's Bart Torgal, his son, and Marguerite Maida, who they crash. We could go through the PDAs.
Location uploaded to PDA.
Okay, so that's actually a different. There's actually a different PDA location. Sorry. I want to get out first, get some air, before I go searching the rest of this. Nope, I did not want the upgrades. But I will just tell you the story of the Degassi here really quickly. So the Degassi was an exploration crew that I don't know if they intended to come to this planet specifically, but they were just out exploring, and they ended up crash landing on this planet. And then they survived here for a couple weeks, where basically the three survivors, Bart, his son... No. Is the son Bart? Ultra high capacity tank, that's nice. Okay, I think that's just about everything in here. We could go up, I think. There's one more PDA here.
Integrating new PDA data.
Anyway, the three survivors, they survive here for a few weeks.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Oh, the crab snakes, which is what those are. The crab snakes make very distinct sounds. But anyway, they survive here for a few weeks. And eventually, they are killed off. The dad... So they build several locations. They find a bit of dry land, and they build in that location. Then they decide to go deeper, i.e. they found this cave, they built this location. And they just kept going deeper, and eventually they got to a part which we actually picked up the location for just now. They decided they wanted to go even deeper, so they found that location. They proposed a Ghazi habitat 500 meters down in a vastly different location. And they built down there. And Maida or Bart or one of the three brought back what's called a sea dragon egg. And the mother of that egg tracked it down and destroyed the base. Or maybe it was a Reaper. I'm not sure. I'm misremembering. So they actually tried to catch a Reaper. That's what it was. They tried to catch a Reaper specifically.
Welcome aboard,
and
Captain.
There's actually two of them. So there was the one they caught, and then there was the one that ended up killing both the dad and Marguerite Maida. Which is, for anybody who's played Below Zero...
This is Life Pod 7. Coordinates attached. Pod is structurally sound, but the fabricator's bust. Requesting assistance. 7 out.
Signal coordinates corrupted. Approximate transmission origin recorded to data bank.
But, for anybody who's played Below Zero, the sequel, for those who haven't played and don't want it spoiled, here's your spoiler warning. Spoiler warning! Marguerite Maida does not die. She actually lives, and she's stuck in the polar region of this planet. And she has been for 10 years. Which does raise a few questions, considering the events of this game, but I guess we're just not supposed to know the answers to those things. Which I guess is okay. I put those items away. I wanted to eat them. Which, if I decide to do Below Zero, which I'm not that big of a fan of, to be honest. Like, it's just, I don't know, the game is missing something that this game has. Like, this game has a far larger horror element to it than the sequel does. And, I don't know, the second game just misses something. Anyway. Okay. So I did say we were going to try and move locations here. I think I found a suitable location to perhaps build in. We're going to pull all of this out. Do I even have... I don't even think I have enough. Okay, so you know what I'm going to do? Let's pull a couple more there. Okay. I know where I want to build, because I found it. Well, I didn't find this specific spot in one of our last videos, but I know where I want to build. Let's say that. I know where I want to build because I build in this location I've built in this location before several times, and it just, in my opinion, is the best location to build. Some people will probably disagree. Actually, a fair number of people will probably disagree with this statement. But so this is where I build. I build on this tower, whatever you want to call it. It's right here next to this kelp forest. It's really close to the safe shallows, the Aurora, and I don't know, I just always build here. So, and if you don't like that, then I got nothing for you. It's my game. I play it how I want. So, oops, better make sure I'm properly aligned here. So I always face straight south when I build on this thing. And that's just it. I build right there. And then I actually like to build a second one on top.
And let us species to maximize productivity.
Okay.
Space as your home, but never forget that it is.
Okay, I'm gonna grab a little bit more titanium here. Which will actually, you know what? That's a good point. Titanium is elsewhere. There should be some right here. But I do believe there's some titanium over here. I know there's some scrap metal there, but I'm looking for just titanium specifically, so I'm looking for limestone outcroppings, which are right here. Copper, titanium. I need my flashlight.
Be advised, a common complication for cave divers is loss of orientation, followed by eventual asphyxiation.
There's usually a lot more limestone in this cave. Well, I just keep finding copper, which is useful. Gold is useful too. Well, is that... yeah, that is limestone. There we go. We have our titanium. We need to get some air. So let's get to our little ship very quickly. Okay. Habitat builder. Okay. Need to add one hatch. Do I add it to the bottom, or should I add it to the top? You know what? I'm going to add it to the bottom. That's usually what I do, so we're going to add it to the bottom. Need just 2 more titanium, and then we'll have the makings of our new base. Perfect. 2 titanium. Oh no. Okay, so that's at least a good start for our base, I think. I am going to expand it some more. Eventually, what I want to do is I want to have a moon pool on either side here. I think I want to add a scanner room and we'll build our bedroom in the top part here. It should be a good time. So I think we'll leave it there for this video. I think we'll leave it there for this video, guys. I wish we could have gotten done with more, but I think the Aurora took too long for us. But if you guys like what you're seeing, hit the like button for me and subscribe, and leave some comments down below. I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts, and maybe have a better way of playing, or some suggestions about how I should go about things. And I will catch you next time. Huzzah!